with Framber Valdez, who signed with the Tigers, or they're reportedly in an agreement. I shouldn't say they signed yet. The deal is pending a physical, but according to Passan and everybody else who's reporting on this, Framber Valdez has agreed to a 3-year contract with the Detroit Tigers. Interesting. There were some late rumors about the Pirates maybe getting involved. People had speculated the Orioles. I mean, some people even threw the Mets in there. I don't think that was realistic. Valdez agrees with the Tigers, 3 years, $115 million. He gets the highest AAV ever for a left-handed pitcher. And there's only one thing that's on my mind after reading that. Tarik Skubal. So the Tigers don't want to pay Skubal the $400 million that he's going to command, or anywhere close. They're fighting with him in arbitration to a point where it's gotten ugly here. And now they pay Framber Valdez. I don't know, and maybe more stuff is going to come out about this even after we record this. I have no idea, but the initial thought has to be the Tigers know they got to move on from Skubal. They're not going to be able, they wouldn't pay Valdez the highest AAV, and Valdez could opt out after 2 years. But they wouldn't sign him to a 3-year, $115 million contract, and then, in addition to that, extend Tarik Skubal. Now, I never thought Skubal was going to stay with Detroit, but there was a thought that maybe they just go after the championship this year with him and then lose him for nothing in the offseason. And maybe that's still the case here. But I have a hard time thinking that's the case now after they agree to a 3-year, $150 million deal with Valdez. I have to think that Skubal's days are numbered sooner than later with Detroit. Does that mean that the Mets can be in play? Does it mean the Yankees could be in play? Does it even mean that he's getting traded? I don't know, but and by the way, like the latest reports on that stuff, which is dating back, if not weeks, it's months ago now, was that the Tigers were asking basically for the entire team, whether it was the Yankees who inquired or the Mets who inquired. The Tigers wanted a boatload for Skubal, which you understand, but you also got to be realistic. The market's going to be, hot for Skubal, but teams are going to be realistic and be like, yeah, we want the player, but we also know you got to give him up, and we could play this game of chicken all day long. Ultimately, Skubal's going to test free agency, and when he does, the Mets could go get him for money and not have to give up prospects. It's just a matter of how soon they're going to get him because of how soon maybe the Tigers want to move on from him. But if the Tigers did make him available sooner than later, you better be sure if you're the Mets or Yankees. And again, I'm not so sure where the Yankees stand on this. There was some reports that they would be. And I don't think it's as much of a need. That's why I always talk Mets and Skubal. The Mets clearly needed to upgrade their rotation. Even after getting Freddie Peralta, they still could use, I think Peralta's an ace, but Skubal is an ace's ace. I mean, you could debate, Peralta an ace, maybe not. There's no debating Tarik Skubal is a legitimate ace. So if he's available, and I always thought he was going to be, and the Tigers agreeing to a deal with Valdez would make me think that he would be more available, then the Mets got to pounce. Now, what's going to be the price for that? You're not giving up Benj. You're not giving up McLean. Anybody outside of that? Tong, whoever else you want to obviously, there's going to be a bunch of other guys. Now, I don't know if you could get it done. If you can't get it done without Benj or without Noah McLean, you're not doing it. That you got to draw the line somewhere. As badly as I want Tarik Skubal on the Mets right now, you have to draw the line somewhere. That's where I would draw the line. Benj, McLean can't have. Anybody else you can have. Do the Mets have enough? I know they have a terrific farm system. According to the people who rank these farm systems, you would think that they would have enough. If the Tigers come down to realistic package, maybe the Dodgers go get him. I don't know. But what I do know is my gut tells me, without knowing where this is going, my gut tells me that this is more likely now that Skubal gets moved after the Tigers reportedly agree to a 3-year, $115 million contract with Framber Valdez, because it just wouldn't make sense they're not paying both those guys. They're not doing it. The idea would be, okay, well, we want Skubal, we want a true ace. We'll give him all the money, not go sign Framber Valdez, and then figure out a way to bring Skubal back, even if it is just for this year. Still, Skubal's going to, with the arbitration stuff, he's got to get more than the Tigers are willing to pay him. They were offering him, $19 million, and he wanted $30 million. It was a big disparity, the largest disparity in arbitration history. So I would think, reading the tea leaves from afar, that means Skubal more likely on the move sooner than later. All right. We talked to Frank Isola last night as I'm recording this episode about the Knicks, the possibility of Giannis getting moved, some of the other trades that went down ahead of the NBA trade deadline, relive some of the 90s stuff. He was great. I love him. Good friend of mine. Check out Frank Isola right now.